gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Peter Skeeter. This is a lockdown edition, and I'm quite excited to get this up and going again. It's definitely been a while, but yeah, we're back at it. So, I've made some progress with this survival world so far, before I had actually initially planned to record this. So I'm going to show you around for a bit, and then we'll get on to doing some new stuff. So we have here just a hollowed out slime chunk, and we have there at the bottom some magma blocks, and then powered rail underneath that's just going to pick up all the slime blocks, or the slime rather. Then in here we just have a small villager trading hall, which I just get some good enchantments, efficiency. That's not right. It shouldn't be there. That's my mending villager. Okay, I'll have to fix that. Blast protection, silk touch, and then there's no one in that one. I've made these guys all a lot cheaper by zombifying them and then healing them. So you can see, I believe down the end here, yeah, it used to be 49 emeralds, and now it's 4 for efficiency 4. So it's a lot better now in the long run. There isn't much else over there. This is just about it. I don't really have a kind of a central system yet, or a sorting system yet. I have here just a smeltery, or a smelting system, which just churns out dried kelp, which is actually going to be turned into fuel to cook more kelp, as you can see. And there's using Ilmango's design, I believe, and then that goes in there, which is, I had to kind of adapt because it didn't work, but now it's still not working, so that's definitely something I have to fix. And then we have another a kelp farm here, which is where we get all the kelp from, and a underwater flying machine which runs across at the end of every day. And then if we go into the nether, which is over here, I've made the portal so that it links up to above the nether roof, but I do have one that is underneath as well. There we go. Now I do have here a hoglin farm, which is where I basically get all my food, so I don't have to rely on anything else. As you can see, I'm not going to be short of food for a while, or leather for that matter. Design is quite simple. They spawn up there, get scared away, and then the only place they can go is down here, and you can see there's some lava there. They fall through and die on that, and then it both cooks the pork chop and makes sure it doesn't get burnt or anything. And it's also really well lit up, so it's only hoglins that are going to spawn there. That's about all I have in the nether so far. Like I said, I do have something underneath the nether roof, but that's just to get materials like quartz and stuff for observers and comparators. So yeah, now on today's agenda, we're going to be improving this kelp farm here, so we should have plenty of time. I'm just going to take apart one end of it and then make it a lot longer, so we have, because this can run indefinitely, this can run forever as long as it is in a viable chunk, and doesn't, fall into a lazy chunk or something and then it stops working. So I'm going to take it apart and then make it just a little bit longer so we get more kelp. At the moment I'm just smelting kelp, so I have enough fuel to last for other big projects, like I don't know, like making glazed terracotta, or even making more glass. because it just means I don't have to constantly stand in front of it and put more fuel and stuff in or anything like that. As you can see, it's already run out of fuel on those ends, so we just grab some of this, double check that everything has gone through on both ends. Yeah, that looks good. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening in today's episode. There we go. So other projects that I have planned for this are going to be along the lines of just building more farms and getting kind of a farm for as many blocks as possible. So I'm currently in need of XP, because as you can see, while my tools do have mending on them, well, this one actually doesn't. I should probably put that on. I still need XP to actually get them to be mended. So yep, and I'll do that through an Enderman farm, because it's really it's basically the safest way to do it, and it's very efficient as well. There we go. Yeah, that's good. So this is the kind of the starting system here. So whenever it turns into daylight, this piston is extended, and then it turns the rest of it back on and it sends it down. But because we, as you can see, it's gone back now, but we don't need it just at the moment, so I'm just going to get rid of it, and I'm going to put it back in a bit later. There we go. I lost some redstone and stuff there. Now, I'm not exactly sure of how long I want this to be, so I'm going to just loosely map it out with some kind of sandstone. Yeah, that should be enough. Like I said, there's not really any limit on how far you can go. So, I'm just gonna take all this stuff out here. There we go. I've got no more room. Get rid of this so we can cannibalize those blocks. There we go. Now I do have over there some more sandstone, but I'm just going to sort out this water here, if that's even possible. Oh, it doesn't look like it actually. Yep. So I'm going to collect some more resources, especially sandstone and stuff, and I'll be back. So I gathered some more materials, just sandstone and stuff to kind of extend it. There should be enough glass here, most certainly. If there's not, we do have a big smeltery, and there's no shortage of sand nearby. I'm just going to remove this big glass wall here, because this is actually, that wall is going to come down a bit more. Yep. So, I'm going to extend this out a bit more. To about here. I'm back now, and I've kind of finished off the side walls there with all the glass and stuff. And now the next step is rebuilding the machine, the underwater flying machine. And if I recall correctly, it should go something like that. And then I've done this wrong. No. There we go. No, that's wrong. That's the wrong way around. There we go. And then there should be some glass blocks on the side there. Just so it collects or breaks all the kelp across the entire thing, as opposed to just this kind of main segment here. And that is the actual flying machine part here. Now all we need is something that tells it when to start and when to stop. And we do that by doing this. Oh, and now once it changes, once the signal is changed, it's gonna extend this, and then it's going to create a pulse which is going to set this off basically, and it's going to just keep moving by itself all the way down to the end, and it should have a stop there, which is just a movable block, or a block that's movable by pistons, like obsidian, which is what I'm using here. So yep, and now all that's left to do is to finish off this and make it look nice. I think the biggest problem soon is going to be finding enough wood to get all these signs. There's definitely quite a mission to get all this much here. It looks like a lot more, or it looks a lot less than it actually is, but it's certainly quite a lot. And we have the wandering trader here, which is how we got the blue ice, which is just kind of to make the items skip over and get into the hoppers. I don't know, is there any glass left? No one fuel though, that's for sure. Not a good sign. Although, there we go. Fuel line, there we go. Now, I do also need to set up an infinite water source, which is going to make things a lot easier. I can do that quite easily, but it's just finding the right place to do it. I don't have any buckets on me either. So we're just going to have to make do and wait for a bit. Collect some sand so we can get that last bit of glass there. Shouldn't be too many pieces. So we do have some wood here. I'm going to craft these up into signs. There we go. I feel like, no, that's definitely not going to be enough actually. Yep. Managed to put all this together. I did have to redo it a couple of times, which is excruciatingly painful. But now it works a lot better. Technically, I don't even need this ice here, but I bought it from this lovely gentleman down here. So now 100% of everything will come down and won't get stuck on here or anything like it was doing in the past, so it's actually an improvement. Now all I need is just a bit more sand, and then that way I can finish off at the bottom and then plant the rest, so that it is fully efficient, as opposed to kind of, at the moment I've just got an empty aquarium on one half, which isn't, it's not the point of this whole exercise. Just need to milk a cow and get rid of that. Now this should be nearly complete, and then once it is, what we need to do is wait for, actually technically I can break it and just send it immediately. I suppose switching the lever, position of the lever, but it won't be as good, and we still need a lot more hoppers, which I don't quite have enough iron for at the moment. I think next up is getting all these hoppers ready. I'll do that in the morning. Actually, a raid has actually occurred at the village, so their plans are just going to be a little bit delayed while this gets sorted out. So we're back now. I couldn't find the last two of the raiders. One of them did end up killing me, so I have a lot less levels than I had before. Yeah, now they've all gone. But I finished this off with the hopper line. So now, if we see here, all the items will float up, in theory, and then slide down here, and then these hoppers are all connected down this way towards that chest. And once it's ready to be harvested, this should be quite full. Doesn't look like there's much stuff that's grown so far, but we'll give it a go and see how good it actually is. Gonna see if this works. There we go. So you can see it moving across now. It's kind of lagging a bit. See, it moves across and cuts off the top blocks, or the ones too high or above, and then it all comes down here, and it's all filling up nicely there. And this was kind of, I wouldn't say the wrong time, but it hadn't had enough time to grow, and there's some loss here, which isn't very good. Okay, I haven't finished that bit off. Just have to tidy the area up a bit, and then it should be good. Still need to work on the furnace array thing though. It's not very good. Some of these furnaces are being powered by, I think it's this block here, and then there. That's not being taken out, and stuff like that, but I mean, yeah. There's nothing I can do about it. It didn't work on the other side. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you next time, if I decide to re-record or record anything else. So yeah, chur.